A golf bomb has gone off at McGolf and you need to see this. Welcome back to the McGolf shop, and honestly we got all this stuff all at the same time. We got a set of Epic demos here. I have the regular Epics and I have the Pros in different shafts, and so we can add that into our Epic fitting. We also have to put a balance certified weight in the back of that, and I just did a video on taking a tip off of a club so we can switch another tip, and I've got this one. I've got to extend this club because a club maker who said it was really easy made it like 2.5 inches short. Now we'll go over about we'll get a little more precise in yet another video about how we're going to make that. Okay, that's another one. And the whole point of this is, the last bit is, in another video, which I hope to be pointing right up here to, we took the Reshaft and the yellow, the 370, right? And it is, yep, the 370. It's the FX300 M4. Now we put the driver shaft in, we put the fairwood shaft, and it came with a set of hybrids that are actually kind of nice hybrids. It's the old Adam Pros. Remember those? The old Adam Pros? And they had a bit of a, they have a Pro Launch Axis 75, which for most things is a really nice shaft. However, not enough shaft for the guy. So we're going to pull these out and we're going to put these in to match. So what do we do when we do all this stuff? We weigh all the shafts. Once we get these pulled, we weigh all the heads, do the frequency matching, and then put them back together. So you've seen that quite a bit, so we're just going to show you a pull on one. We're going to do 3 of these. We're going to show you a pull on just one, how we disassemble it, measure it, and then reassemble it. And then Josh will have another set of really nice hybrids. So let's get started. Okay, so like anything else, we're going to have to do some heat. So you need gloves, you need the butane torch, and you need the knife. So I'll put on the gloves. Maybe I'll just do them all right here and then we'll time it and see how fast I go. Alright, so the first things first, we got to get heat on that. The idea here is just to get it kind of bubbly so that it will melt off pretty easily. And there it is. Alright, like you saw that flame, and all that was just a little smoke. There it is, nice and easy. So now it's time to heat the hosel. Again, it's 15 seconds each way. And then we just put it on the shaft. So that came out pretty fast and easy. Now we got all that crap we got to get out of there, so we use that. There you go, nice and empty. And that was one. On to the other 2. That's the reason why I had to stop.
You stopped it.
That back there. I got all the heads off. I got all the heads off before she changed the putter grip. That's how easy that was. You can do it too. Alright, we talked about putting the hybrids back together. I took them apart, and to the point it was some sort of speed record. You know, I was messing around, my wife was coming around putting on a putter grip, and I was able to remove all 3 heads, get the shafts prepped, or get the hosels prepped before she was able to take a grip off and put a grip back on. So it moves pretty fast when you have the right equipment. So I measured them. We had 233, 243, and 252 for head weights. So 10 grams a piece, that's pretty good. Then we had 98, 98, and 97. So I put the two lightweight ones together and I married up the other two so that they would match up. And I was shooting for somewhere between a 5.5 and a 6.0. Turns out 5.75 is exactly where we landed, and all three of them. On the 18, which is this one, I had to trim a half of an inch to get to where I needed to go. This being an M4, and with that head weight, it should have right at the very bottom of the, well, just above the bottom of the stiff range for me. And with a little bit of trimming, we got it there. Then I went to the next one. I trimmed another half of an inch to 3/4 of an inch, and then that showed up, and that got to where I wanted it to go. And then I had to trim even more to get to this one. It was all said and done. Once I got them put in there, I put them in my flow. I put them in here. And I did my flow. We used the clip and the laser. I put that in there. Put that on there. And you see it, and it's bouncing on my grip solver. So I have it all balanced. I have them all put together that way. And if you see, I have my line goes so that matches up, and I'm going to put a neat little black and chrome ferrule on it. So we're going to glue them up, we're going to line them up, and then we're going to finish them to length tomorrow when the glue is dry, and we'll have it all done. So stay tuned for about another, I don't know, 14 or 15 hours. So we'll come back when I'm ready to finish them off. And Josh, they're going to look good. Well, it's 9:30 in the morning, and it's time to start getting these guys finished up. Now, you've seen this before. What we're going to do is we're going to finish the ferrule, and then we are going to cut it to length, and then we're going to re-grip it. Now, to kind of summarize, as you saw in just the previous stuff, we put the Acra FX shaft, the yellow, which is the 300 series, in Josh's driver and his fairway wood. And he came to us with a set of these Adams, can't see it, there we go, Adams Pros, and was wondering why he was putting them all over the place. Well, we did a spec on them, and two of them were actually in the regular range, and one of them was just barely into the stiff range with stiff shafts, and that's the reason why custom building is important. Now, for me to kind of get on my soapbox on that, and I'm not busting. Now, anybody who wants to build clubs, I am more than happy for them. However, when a guy comes into my shop and says putting clubs together are easy, and they cut it 3 inches short and then don't finish a ferrule, that's not easy. That's just basic. Okay. So we're going to fix him up too. We're going to make the ferrule nice and shiny. We're going to cut it to length, and then they'll have a really good club. But when you're looking to improve, and you've gone through your fitting, then you get it custom built with the proper shaft. And it doesn't necessarily have to be the most expensive, but just the best shaft for you. And that's what this is for Josh. And turns out that the head weights were really good, the shaft weights were really good, and the grip weights are really good. So I've got them exactly where I want them to be in frequency and flex. And now we're going to finish the ferrule. We're going to cut them to length, and we're going to grip it. And you're going to be able to see it because it's going to be finishing back here and gripping back there. So what I'll probably end up doing is we see the whole thing at one time, and what I'm going to do is just speed it up because I've done this on other videos, and I will list them below in the show notes where you can go for that. Maybe even put it up over in here where there's be a little eye symbol. You could click on that as well. So let's get started. Let's make these things good for Josh. So there you have it. It's a quick spec just to make sure, and a nice coat of wax, and Josh has got himself a hyper good set of hybrids, especially somebody for a better player that he is. So if you like what you saw, you know, like the video. If you want to know more about what we're doing here, if you want to learn more about club making or club fitting or even the golf club in general, subscribe and let's see your scores go low. Oh, I'm talking to the camera.
Oh.
Be able to watch, man. Come on. What?
I'm not good enough.
What? Go ahead and grip with it on there. We'll show them how a professional does it. You. Huh?
No, it's not me.
What do you mean it's not you?
I do not want to be in front of the camera.
Hit the button on there and stop it. That'll be an outtake, you watch.